Is it on or not? Well, hello everybody. Hello, good night to you. Hope you are doing fine. Hope you are doing well and that your week has started beautifully and that it will continue. So tonight, for those of you who hasn't joined us, who don't know about this live, this is a live that is addressing traumas. This is a live which addresses traumas, which addresses problems we can have after we have been through trauma. So here we are, another Wednesday night. It's the fifth. It's our fifth session, and we are continuing to move ahead to progress. Hello, Sister Sharon, and somebody else who is on, Terrence Renee. Hi, how are you doing? I hope that you are hearing me clearly, and I hope that, hello, good evening, Sister Sharon. Okay. So we are here on the fifth session of this live. Right. Thank you, Sister Sharon, and welcome to you, and welcome to Terrence. Welcome. Tonight we are going to address a topic, and as I was saying, before I start. I was saying that for those of you who don't know, we are addressing the trauma, and I'm Jacqueline Poleon, coach, therapist, and author. Okay, and we're doing this live to help others to get through the problems that we may face after trauma or during trauma. Okay, all right. So we are going to address tonight how we, after trauma, how trauma can affect the way we give and the way we receive. That's our topic for tonight. I don't want to be too close to the camera. So how trauma affects the way we give and the way we receive. Invite a friend, share. So tonight we started later than the usual time. Normally we start at 7, but to allow certain persons to come to share with us, I started a little later. Okay, good. So yesterday, a client of mine called me and she said something to me. She said someone had been really, really good to her. She went to on vacation, and someone, and the people where she went on vacation, where she were, where she was on vacation, were really good to her. They were really good to her, and so I asked her, what is the problem? She told me that they were really good to her. They were, hello, Brother Sylvan, hello. I wish you well, speedy recovery. So, and welcome. So the people to whom, who were really nice to her, who were really good to her during this vacation, she was feeling obliged, and we note this word here, obliged to give something back. And she was asking herself, why was she feeling that way? Why was she feeling like she feel obligated to give something back? Every time somebody does something for her, she feel obligated to, like to say, well, I'm not taking advantage of what you're doing for me, and so I'm giving you something back. And it mounted to the fact that she didn't have the habit of receiving this really, being, how you say that, being treated in this manner, caring, that someone is really caring to her. And hi, she wasn't accustomed to that. She didn't have that habit where people would have cared for her and show her a lot of love, and out of a place of awareness and understanding. Hi Stephanie, welcome. Brasilburn, welcome. So showing her love, and where she really felt like she was treated as somebody who deserved it, and it was causing her a little problem. Yes, thank you for coming, Brother Silver, and I'm happy to see you. So she was feeling like, she told me she was feeling tense about it. She was feeling like she wasn't really feeling good about it. Good evening, Stephanie, welcome. So her problem was that since as a child she didn't receive it that way, it was causing her problems when people were doing it for her. So we dealt with it in a coaching session, and she understood. She came to the place of awareness and understanding, etc., etc., etc. And that's what we are going to see tonight, how trauma affects the way we receive and how it affects the way that we give also. So the question that she was facing, what she was really facing was, is she deserving? Does she deserve this kind of okay, yes. Hello Zita, welcome Zita. So yes, so she was asking herself the question, is she deserving? Does she deserve this being taken care of in this manner, without the other person expecting nothing? And many of us are faced with these problems. Yes, we don't feel deserving. We don't feel like we should be really taken care of. Hello, Carol. Welcome. Okay, so we ask or desire, and it comes to the place where we think, we desire things. Okay, everybody desire good things. We have the desires for good things, to have to receive really good things in our life. And when I say good things, I mean things that will really help us and make us feel good, and and to feel that our life is worth living. Everybody has the desire. The desire of our hearts is really to receive things in life that really makes us feel good. Isn't it so? Well, for me, yes, I do. I desire having things that contribute to my happiness. So we desire things we think could contribute to our well-being. Or sometimes we say that if we have this or if we have that, it will make us happy. And we say to ourselves, oh, if my children would behave like that, I would be happy. And if my spouse would behave like that, I would be happy. And if my friends would do this or do that, I would be happy. Or when I will have the house I want, I will be happy. And we say that when I will have what I want, I will be happy. Or when I have this or that, or when the world will change, when people will change, I will be really happy. We say things like that. So, but in that way of thinking, that manner of thinking, we condemn ourselves for unhappiness. Because for you to receive something, for you to receive what you really, really desire, you must be happy first. You must come from that place where you are already feeling fulfilled with or without that thing. And then it will come. But I will explain that a little later on. So people, because you see, we cannot, as we said last week, just to resume a bit, we cannot we cannot change people. We cannot change the way people choose to behave towards us. Sister Carol, if you can, Leandra asked me a question, so you can answer her and tell her yes, we are live tonight, please. Thank you. Yes. So yes. So because people will behave the way they choose to behave in a given situation, and not the way we want them to behave. That's one thing that is useful for us to understand and be aware of, that we cannot make people change the way they behave. Right? Okay? We cannot make people change. We cannot change people. The only person we can change is ourselves. And when we become really aware of it, it will change our behaviors also, and it will bring us serenity. It will bring us peace within. Okay? So whatever the way the person choose, whatever behavior the person choose to have, it has nothing to do with us. We spoke about it last week. Whatever the behavior somebody choose to have, it has nothing to do with us. And even when somebody loves us, it doesn't change the fact that the person will behave the way they feel from within. Okay? That is necessary for us to understand. And our behaviors are dictated really by the ways we feel, by the way we feel, and by the way we think, and what we believe to be true. That is what dictates our behavior in every experience. Hence the reason why we should be aware. It is useful to be aware of what we're thinking and what we believe to be true. Okay. Because the very thing that we're asking for, and I love this because that is so, the very thing that you're asking for, most of them, if you should have them now, may become a thorn in your feet, and a load on your back. You see, we ask for a lot of things. We desire things. And we desire good things. Okay? We desire good things. But the question is, are we ready to receive what we're asking? Are we fully ready to receive what we're asking? How many times we've desired to have children? We say, oh, I want a child, or I want children. Or we have had desires to receive a loving spouse, a loving and caring spouse, or a nice car, a pleasant life, a good job. All that are desires that we have and we would like to fulfill. And guess what? Many times we receive it. That is something, and we receive it. Nevertheless, when it comes to us, either we are not even aware that it is there, or we are not aware that it is what we've always wanted, or we don't know how to behave. We don't know how to behave when it's there, because there is something that we should have done before, and because we wasn't willing to do this thing, to learn the lesson, to learn something, to be prepared, to prepare ourselves to receive this thing that we asked for, what happens? Well, we auto-sabotage what we get. We sabotage this very thing that we ask for. And many times it is because we are dealing with trauma from within. We are dealing with our past, what happened in the past. We are dealing with depression, we are dealing with many different things. And when the blessings come, when whatever we ask for comes, we don't know how to deal with it, or we are not even aware that's what I've been asking for. Nice. So, example, you get the child. Okay, you get the child or the children that you've always wanted, and you treat them like slaves, or you treat them like they have no rights. They don't talk, you have no right to speak, you have no right to do this, or no right to do that. I hope that you are hearing me correctly, and this image is clean. Okay, so example, as I said, sometimes we get the children that we wanted, we've desired, you know, we've desired for. Yes, welcome, Leandra. So we get the children that we desire. We get the child that we've always wanted. We do all what we can to get the child or the children that we've wanted. And what we do, we treat them like slaves, or we treat them like puppets. You know, a puppet, you make it do what you want. Night. We make it do what you want. And like it has no rights. It has no say. And many times we treat our children in that same way, and we will understand why later. Or you get the spouse that you've always wanted, and you take their love for granted. Many times, many people are going through that. We ask for things and we're not ready to receive it. Or you get the car that you've always wanted, and you forget what you wanted it for, and start using it in ways that bring sufferings in your life, in your home. We see that very often. We say, oh, when we have this, we'll do this, we'll do that. When we get we will get this, we will do that. When I have it, I'll do this, I'll do that. And the person completely forget what they wanted the car for or the vehicle for. Greetings, Tia. What they wanted it for, and they start doing exactly the contrary of what the deal was for that car, or for that spouse, or for that child. Or the child comes along and only one person takes care of the child. Or the spouse come along and we are not aware that this person is there. We are not we take their love for granted. We do just anything, we say just anything, we behave anyhow. And all of this, we will understand why it happens like this. Okay? Or you get the job that you wanted, as we can see in many situations, and you can't stay in the job because the people are not good enough, and this is not good enough, and this is not. Okay? Or the pleasant life that you've wanted. So all these are examples. And what you do, you start looking down on others. And so on, and so on. And this list goes on and on. What trauma can do to the way to our behaviors, in the way that we receive and the way that we give. What is happening here? Why do we behave that way? The thing is, we are not ready to receive the very thing that we desire. When you suffer trauma, or when you're suffering from trauma, coming from a place of trauma, you develop a certain amount of unconscious shield. You know, shield. Like you develop behaviors to protect yourself from getting hurt again. For example, we elaborate behaviors in our spirit to protect ourselves from suffering. As time goes by, what happens is this: these shields become bigger and bigger, heavier, and they become compelling in our lives. They start to compel us to do things and to have a certain behavior which is which prompts us to do things that we are not even aware of, to behave in a certain manner which is not helping us, which is not helpful to us. Hello. Okay, so we develop habits which stands in our way. Hello, welcome, don't mind them. So we develop habits which, and these habits in time, they stand in our way, and they prevent us from going forward in life, doing what we are supposed to do. Okay? For example, with children, if you were ill-treated by someone when you were a child, you may have the tendency to either overprotect your child or your children, or either mistreat your children as you will. You may have that tendency to do it, and you may do it without realizing, without being aware that that's the way you're behaving. Because either you didn't receive the love that you were supposed to receive when you were a child, or you were ill-treated in some manner. Hi Tessa, welcome. You were treated in some manner, and so you are repeating the same mistakes. You are repeating this same behavior with your child or with your children, calling them names, not calling them by their name, by the real name, and calling them all manner of nicknames, which makes them feel bad inside, or not listening to them and calling them stupid, or telling them they don't know what they're talking about, and not really ill-treating the children, or either overprotecting them so much, overprotecting them that they feel that they cannot live, they're stifling, they're drowning under the protection that you were given to them. So this is important to underline that. In the example of the spouse, if you were raped, if I take that one, rape or incest, if you've been through rape or incest, or you were abandoned by your parents or the person who was supposed to take care of you, or you witnessed your mom who used to get beatings, or your dad who used to get ill-treated by your mom, or you were being abused by others, what will happen? Your trust will be compromised. You will have trouble trusting others. Yes. You will have trouble, you will have a lot of difficulties trusting others. You want the spouse, you want the man, you want a man in your life, or you want a woman in your life, but deep within you know that you cannot trust. You have a problem with trusting. You have a problem with letting somebody be their own selves, be their own real, their own genuine self. You have a problem with that, and you think that you should change that person. You should make that person walk the walk that you want them to walk, so that you can be with them. But these are all impossible. Or it may be that the person is manipulating. You become someone who manipulates others. It can be that too. Or you have very low self-esteem. When you come from the place of trauma, when you've seen all these things, maybe you have very low self-esteem because they call you so many names when you was a child, and you were compared to your brothers and sisters. Hi, Sarah Lee. Or you were compared to your brothers and sisters, and you were never good enough, you get abused, or your brother raped you, or your father, you got raped by your father, or whatever. You have you grow up having very low self-esteem and self-confidence, which means self-love and feeling capable of doing things. And so you feel there is some emptiness inside. You feel that emptiness inside. And so you want your spouse or your companion or your boyfriend or girlfriend, I don't know, whatever. You want that person to come and feel that emptiness that you feel inside, so that you will feel good. But let me tell you, that person will do whatever they do. When we coming from a place of unfulfillment, a place where we feel empty, no one can fill that place for you. Hey, no one can fill that place for you. You have to deal with it. Understand where is that, what is the cause of that feeling of emptiness. Because no matter how many persons you will go out with, no matter what they will give you, no matter what life will give you, that which may be good things, you still will feel empty. For the things outside cannot fill what you have inside. You have enough resources within to fill it. Okay? You will also have the feeling of undeserving. So when somebody gives you something, or when something good comes to you, you will feel like, yeah, okay, well, you know, like no big deal. Okay, no, that's nothing. You know, you don't really appreciate it because you feel like you don't deserve it. So you always find a way like, okay, he give me a banana, I must find absolutely a way to give him some coconuts. For example, you understand? So that's coming from places where we don't feel deserving, that we deserve the best in life. You understand? So, okay, and that was for the spouse, and the list goes on and on. There is also like many people get the job they've always wanted, and what happens? You sabotage it. You sabotage it. You do things in the, like, you stay there a few days or a few months, and then you start complaining, or you start finding that everything is wrong with that job, or you've always wanted it and you got it. So you sabotage your life again and again and again, and then you go on, you pass on to this job, this spouse, this person, this, that, you know, and that's what trauma does to us when we haven't dealt with it. You get unstable in many experiences, in many situations. You are unstable, and all this is being done from an unconscious place. You are not really conscious, because you will start thinking that it is other people who has the problem, and it doesn't mean that you have a problem. It means that there is something inside which was broken. Something was stolen from you, and you need to take it back, because it's yours. It's rightfully yours. You got to take it back. You got to take it back. It's yours. Okay? Because when someone is calling you names, when they, you know, you feeling like when they're calling you names, they're calling you nicknames, I don't know, mega leg, mega long, like they used to call me, or whatever. They call you a pen long, whatever names people make up. Children make up for other children also. You know, you grow up with all this, and it's like it's like they've been taking energy away from you. You understand? Okay, and you got to take it back, because it's yours. It's yours. It belongs to you. So imagine you have a pleasant lifestyle, and you, since you were raised in poverty, imagine a pleasant lifestyle come to you, presents itself to you. And since you were raised in poverty, then what you do? You waste money. You waste money. Either you overspend or you underspend, etc. Here's the thing. Trauma causes us to have strange behavior, both in the way that we give and receive. And as for poverty, when you were raised in a certain way, a certain state of poverty, you may think that money is a bad thing, and you don't know how to manage money, and that is why so many times we see people winning lottery and all this, and the money just, you know, like smoke. It just evacuates, like it disappears in a year time. 100,000 euro gone, and the person don't know what they did with that money. The person don't know what they did with that money, because of the bad relationship. Hello, Siriana. Because of the bad relationship you have with the money, and that's coming from a place of where you were raised in poverty. And when I say poverty, I mean a poverty state of mind. Okay? Okay. So Right. How do you give? The question is, how do you give? What are your intentions when giving? Are they healthy? What are you giving for? Are you giving to receive love? Are you trying to make people love you? Are you overgiving because you didn't have things as a child? You didn't have certain things as a child? Are you giving out of pity? And when I say giving, I mean giving and receiving. Are you doing it out of pity? Are you doing it to get attention? Or are you doing it to prove something? What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? Tonight we are raising our awareness to understand our behaviors in giving and in receiving. Because everything on earth we give and we receive. Life is a game of giving and receiving. Okay? Life is meant to evolve, and life changes constantly. Things change. We change all the time. 40 years ago you were a baby. Today you're an adult. Maybe 20 years ago you were a teacher. Today you're doing something else. Okay? Imagine being given a car and you have no license. You have no driving lessons. You don't know how to respect others on the road. What will happen? What will happen? You have a car, you have no license, you have no driving lessons. They gave you a car. Were you ready to receive that car? For sure, if you take this car and you have no driving lessons, which means that you had something to learn before receiving the car, before driving that car, not even receiving but really driving the car, what will happen is that an accident will happen. You will have accidents like I see so often, or the car remains in your garage and you never drive it. Now for you to drive the car, you must go get your lessons, learn to drive. Hello Veronica. Get your lessons, learn to drive, then you get your license, and there you take your car, you drive. Okay? It's the same thing with us. We have things to learn before we receive something. And what happens is that sometimes when we ask for something, for example, you ask for patience, you want to be patient, and opportunities come in your way to help you learn how to be patient. And instead of we learn the lesson, we learn from the experience, we get frustrated over the experience and we don't realize that it's contributing to what we asked for. We don't realize that whatever is going on is contributing to help me get certain qualities that I need to develop in order to progress towards what I asked for, what I desire. And so, when the experience comes, we start to feel frustrated and get overwhelmed with emotions, and we start falling apart. Okay, so as I was talking about money, you want money. Example, they give you an heritage, or you win the lottery, you win 100,000. Imagine you win 100,000 now, $100,000 now. Are you ready in your state of mind, in your actual state of mind? Are you really ready to receive that money? If you don't have the habit of manipulating a big sum of money, if you don't learn about money, if you don't learn how to deal, how to have a healthy relationship with money, You will go cuckoo, you will go crazy. You will go crazy. And that's what happens all the time, all the time. Sometimes we get our paycheck and we don't know what we did with it. Yes, it's true that many of us everybody has bill to pay and we have this to do. But there is a certain relationship that you can have with money, and no matter how little you gain, that you can maybe I don't know, whatever you want to purchase, start working, doing certain things that will help you purchase it with that money. Hello Brenda, welcome. Okay, so these are things to learn. And then when you see so much money and you have no investment plans, but above all you have limiting beliefs about money. You say money is evil, you shouldn't have too much money, you better off being poor, etc. Or you become an impulsive spender, or an impulsive investor, because there are people who invest impulsively, which means that they impulse in everything. They invest in everything. There's a way to go about it. Or you hoard. You have your bread to buy, but you hoard so much that you become sick, leaving yourself without food, just to hide money and say that's for if something happened. Don't we do that sometimes? So we were given a poverty mindset, and today we can decide to change that. Okay, and when it comes to the spouse, if you're traumatized, you may have sexual problems, intimate problems. We may be controlling, want to control the other one and manipulate. And many of us, we have these presuppositions about men and women. Nom c'est chien, femme c'est camela, this, that. We say all these kind of things. And then we go into a relationship. We believe these things. And we go into a relationship with all these types of beliefs. And we expect our relationships to work. We have to be careful. We go into marriages with this type of beliefs. Well, from what place are we coming when we are giving and when we are receiving? And the list goes on and on. You see, both the one who gives and the one who receives can get into trouble by giving or getting something for which they are not ready. When you are not ready to receive what you desire, you go ahead of trouble. You're going ahead of trouble. You know? Your trauma may cause you to become over-compassionate with others, so much in that you always put other person's needs before yours. You think that other people are more important than you. Whereas there are no one more important than you, and there are no one less important than you. Everyone is important, that's all. And when we do that, so many times I see that when we behave this way, when we put everybody's needs ahead of ours, at the end we become frustrated. We are frustrated, and we may even fall into depression because we get tired and we say people are using us, etc., etc. Okay? So always looking to see, many of us are always looking to see if someone is not in need of something. When we do that, we are not coming from a place of understanding, of wisdom, and awareness. And I will explain to you why I'm saying this. In fact, most time you find yourself trying to save others. And many times we behave this way because we don't want to face our own pains. We're trying to forget it, and we want people to love us, and we want to feel important, and we are looking for self-fulfillment. because we don't feel fulfilled inside. We don't feel that wholesomeness inside. So we always doing things for others, and we leave ourselves behind as if we were not important, or our needs are not important. Okay, so treating people as if they lack the capacity to face their own experiences, hence keeping them imprisoned in the state of mind of victimization. You can only save yourself. Many times we get the feeling that others are using us, and we say, oh, I am too nice. All the time we see these, these comments on Facebook. When you have a good heart, people use you. When you are too nice, people make fun of you. They take you for granted, etc. You are not here on earth to be nice. You are existing to be real, to be true, to be genuinely you. You don't have to be running around trying to be special, because you're already special. Be who you know you are deep within yourself, and stop trying to be what others expect you to be so often. Hello, Marianne. Welcome. Too often we behave in the ways that others expect us to behave. This identity that people gives us, and they expect us to behave that way because that's what they expect from us, and we know since that's what they expect from us, so we do it. Oh, I didn't want to do that, but if I didn't do it, she wouldn't feel good. Hello, Alex. If I don't want to do that, or I didn't want to take it from her, but if I didn't take it, she would have feel bad. He would have feel bad. Is this being real? From what place are we coming? Being this way. So, being over compassionate is like giving a man a fish and not teaching him to fish. It is necessary, it is better to teach somebody to fish instead of giving them the fish every day. Because the day you don't give them the fish, they will hate you. Isn't that so? When you give somebody something all the time, oh, you behave this way, you behave in that way, the person expects you to behave that way all the time. The day you say, this is not, hello, Marianne. Sergi, welcome. The day that you decide or choose to come from a place of awareness, the person will not understand. They will say, hey, she always was doing that for me. Now she's not doing it again. What happened to her? And they will start hating you. Because why? That's how you taught them to treat you. Being real is better than being just nice. Be real. When you're real, you will be nice. You will not have to force yourself to be nice. You will just be that way, authentically. Be real. Know your needs. Know what you want. Know from what place, what emotions are compelling you. Understand it. Be aware of it. And take care of it. Take care of yourself. Okay? So, before, right. So, giving him the teach people how to fish instead of giving them fish. Okay? Teach them how to treat you. Because that's what we've been doing all the time. teaching the world, teaching our people around us, family, whoever, how to treat us. And if we don't set boundaries, if we don't know who we are, if we don't know what we want, if we don't understand our own needs, then people will really take us for granted. And then we will get frustrated, we will get vexed, and we'll say people are using us and people are doing this and that. But teach them how to treat you by treating yourself in the right way. Okay? Right. So it is nefarious for both you, the giver, and the other person, which is the receiver, to behave that way. Oh, hi Trixie. Long time no see. Welcome. When you put awareness, wisdom, and understanding in your compassion, it becomes what we call intelligent compassion. Intelligent compassion, not a place of pity, but intelligent compassion. So before you run, or I run, to give or to receive, we must be sure to analyze the situation and know what are our true intentions. First, be aware of the cause which prompts you to behave like this. Intelligent compassion is just doing what's needed. You're not trying to get attention. You're not trying to prove anything. You're just doing what's needed to do at a point in time. In the present moment. You're just doing what is needed to do. Okay? So if I do or I don't do what people, many times in fact, what we do is that we ask ourselves, oh, if I don't do that, what will people say? If I do this, what will people say? I feel that way inside. That's how I feel that's how I feel I should be. But if I am myself, people will not understand, and they will not love me, and they will reject me, and what will they say about me? And we worry about what people will say and what people will do if we coming from the place of awareness. And then what we do, we shut ourselves down and we continue to live in that place of hurt, in that place where people will use you, or in that place where, you're not okay. You don't feel okay in that place because you're not being yourself. So we try to be nice, we go against our own free will, and we end up being miserable, we end up being sick and feeling unappreciated. Genuine compassion is not seeking self-satisfaction. It's not trying to prove anything to anyone. We have nothing to prove to anyone. If we have something to prove, let's prove it to ourselves. It is just doing what's needed. Yes, doing what's needed. Okay? Sometimes our emotions become overwhelming and prompts us to give what's not needed or what's not prepared for. Sometimes when we see somebody in trouble, or somebody, facing a challenge, we run and, we try and give advice, or we try and say, this is what you should do, don't do that. But the thing is, the question is, and we really think that we have really done a good deed when we do that. The question is, was this what the person needed? Really needed? Or was this given, what I'm giving there, that advice, whatever I'm doing, that action, is it given or received from a place of seeking self-fulfillment? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Are we seeking self-fulfillment by behaving this way? So it causes both the giver and the receiver to continue to act out of being over compassionate. It's a vicious cycle, and in therapy, in psychology, it is a game. It is a psychological game where one person behaves as a rescuer and the other as a victim. And both will, at a certain point, endorse the role of a persecutor. I hope you get this. Okay? So I will say it again. It is a psychological game. It is a psychological game where both persons are coming from a place of lack of self-esteem, of lack of self-confidence. And at a given time, both will endorse. At one time, maybe it's the one who is the rescuer, or maybe it's the rescuer or the victim. But at a given time, you will endorse the role of a persecutor. And what does it mean, persecutor? The rescuer is the one who thinks that he should always save somebody, always run into rescue somebody. You know, oh, this person is in trouble. They cannot help themselves, so I must rescue them. The victim, on the other hand, is the one who thinks that everybody is capable except him or her, whatever. But that person always thinks that everybody can do this, can do that. Oh, you can do that, but I cannot. Oh, you can do this, I cannot. That person always thinks that. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not good to ask for help. That's not what I'm saying. But the victim is the one who thinks that they cannot. Everybody else can, but they cannot. Okay? And the persecutor is the one that thinks that he alone can. He alone can, and everything he says goes, everything she says goes. So always on somebody back. Do what I say. Do what I say. This is, understand. So persecuting others, giving trouble. That's the persecutor. And this is called, in psychology, the dramatic triangle. The dramatic triangle. You have the victim, you have the victim, the persecutor. Hello, Marilyn. You have the victim, the persecutor, and the rescuer. Okay? It is convenient to analyze a situation before you enter. It is in analyzing the way you give or you receive, you will start you start to emerge out of the dramatic triangle into the virtuous triangle. Right. Okay? So analyzing, taking the time out to analyze a situation before running into it by habit, because of that's the habit we have. We take the time when something happens to analyze the situation. Not for the other person, it's for me. To understand, am I behaving as usual? Am I in the dramatic triangle? Am I trying to save somebody? Am I playing victim, or am I persecuting somebody in my behavior? And emerge into the virtuous triangle. And the virtuous triangle, it teaches you to analyze first. Analyze first. Take time out to analyze a situation. It helps you to allow the other person, give them enough space and time where he or she can feel established enough to face his experiences. Everyone on earth has the capacity to face the experiences. Yes, we may need help, we may need assistance sometimes, but we do have the capacity to face our experiences, because our experiences, hello Sashri, our experiences there to prepare us for the things that we desire. And the quicker we understand it, the quicker we will, the more we will, the less we will face these sufferings or these experiences. Because to every action, there is an equal reaction. Whatever you plant, you will also reap. And to every action, there are consequences. And sometimes we don't want to reap the consequences, but we continue behaving in the same manner. How do we expect to get out of free ourselves from the traumas, from our behaviors, our compromising behaviors, if we continue in the same behavior all the time, which is destructive to our lives? It is not possible. Many times we have this reaction, we have these behaviors with our children, keeping them as a victim, or the spouses who are controlling and manipulating, keeping the spouse in a place of victimization, persecuting the spouse, persecuting the man or persecuting the woman, treating them like a victim, or always trying and save them, and say, that man, I always have to save the man, Who asked you to save the man or save the woman? Or that child, I always have to save the child. We don't let the person face the consequences of their behaviors. Give them time and space for they themselves to find within themselves the answers. And if they need help, then the fact that you have already analyzed the situation, you will come from a place of wisdom, of understanding, and awareness. So you will be completely aware of the action that you will take. So that's it. The virtual triangle helps you to allow the other person in a space and time where he can feel established enough to face his experiences, and on the other hand, you allow yourself time and space to analyze the situation and have this approach of understanding, of wisdom, and awareness towards others. And when you're coming from this place, when you give in or receiving from this place of understanding, of wisdom, and awareness, well, for sure, you won't be in the dramatic triangle. You will have less problems with people. You will have less problems with yourself. Because you will start acknowledging yourself. You will start feeling more fulfilled within yourself, more established. And before anything, we establish ourselves first. Understand your needs. Understand what is it that you want out of life. Understand from what place you come in when you're doing something. Are you acting out of your trauma? Are you acting out of you want attention? Are you from what place? What is it? What state of mind? You want something. You have a desire for something, but before you get it, it's a step by step. Life is a process. Everything. You understand? It's a step-by-step thing. So you have this to learn, that to learn. Example, you want to develop a business. There are things to learn before developing a business. If not, the day you just open it, well, down below it goes. It's a step-by-step thing. And nature teaches us that. The tree from a seed will sprout, will grow little by little, day by day. And you cannot tell the tree how to grow. You cannot tell the tree how to grow. It grows the way it has to grow, and it knows what fruits it should bring. It's the same thing. We allow it to be a tree. We must let it is useful to let others be who they are, and you be who you are. Allow yourself to be genuine, authentic. It makes a big difference in our lives. If you have trauma, you've been traumatized, you can make the choice to get assistance from professionals, from a therapist, from a coach. You know, you can make the choice to get assistance so that you progress from one state to the other. Hello, Lucius. Okay, so this is what I really wanted to share with you tonight. Okay, our time is up. I'm happy that I finished on time tonight. Okay, so understand our trauma. Understand that, yes, we've been through things in the past. And if we haven't dealt with it, well, for sure, hello, Lon, if we haven't dealt with it, if we haven't dealt with it yet, for sure, it's impacting our lives. It is bringing us in a place of destructive behaviors. Understand that. Be aware of it. And start working on it. Make the choice to work on it. You will save yourself years of suffering, years. You will gain your life. But the more we remain in this state of mind, in these behaviors, the more we suffer. We suffer. We suffer because we want to tell people how to behave. We want to dictate people's lives. We want to, we want to stay as a victim. We think that we are not deserving, And trauma does that to you. Trauma does that to you. So the quicker we can, deal with it, the better it is for us. Okay? So I am very thankful for all of you who came around, Brenda, Samuel, who came tonight. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting, I was very happy to have all of you here tonight, and I do hope that you receive some useful hints out of this tonight. Okay? Good. So thank you. Thank you, Brenda Samuel. Thank you, Lon Jules. Thank you, Lucius. Lucius, what happened? It went, it left me like the last time. Terrence Renee, thank you. Sharon Etienne, thank you. And before I leave, yes, the numbers, Sister Sharon, can you put up the numbers if you need assistance? You can reach out to us. There is a Caribbean number, and there is also an American number that you can reach out to us, and we will reach out to you. To assist you to get out, to let go of the pains, and become the pearl that you were born to be, that you are meant to be. So there is that number. And very soon I will be sharing a Zoom link where women can come and feel free. Feel more free to share and to deal with their situations. There will be that also, okay? But I will explain to you another time. So, Terrence Renee, thank you, always here. Sharon Etienne, thank you. So, Sister Sharon, you can put on the numbers, please. Sister Sharon, Brother Silburn, thank you. Thank you for coming around. Stephanie, thank you, Stephanie, for coming around. Stephanie Caldron, trying to get this thing there to make it. Okay, Leandra Louisi, thank you. Stephanie, thank you. Zita, thank you, Zita. It was nice seeing you tonight. Thank you so much. Okay. Carol, thank you, Carol, for coming around. Carol, Leandra, don't mind them. Thank you. Thank you for coming around and for staying with us. Tia, thank you, Sister Tia, for coming around. Tessa Joseph, thank you for coming around. Sarah Lee Caru, thank you. Siriana, thank you for coming by. It was really nice having you all tonight. Getting to the rest of the names. Brenda, thank you for coming. Brenda, Veronica, thank you. Miriam, thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming by. Trixie, really nice having you. Long time no see, Trixie. Trixie, okay. I thought I saw a name. Sashri, thank you for coming. Lucius Matrin, thank you so much. Brenda Samuel, thank you. Okay, thank you so much. And I saw Apple James, thank you, Apple James. And there is a name, Lon, thank you. So I am very happy. I hope that I got everybody's name. I was happy to have you. I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God for giving us this free this time, where this freedom of speech, where we can share together. Thank you so much, and take care of yourselves. And we will see next Wednesday. Okay? Goodbye. Have yourself a wonderful night, and I wish that I wish you well. I wish you well. Okay. Bye. Bye. Much love to you. Much love to you, wherever you are, wherever you join us from. And to all those whom I didn't see the names, I say thank you also. Thank you so much. Yes. Bye. Thank you, Siriana. That's wonderful. Okay.